And for me, like I live in an area, there are a ton of people that are in the garden fam near me. So I really do. And I've started a little bit this summer. I met up with three of them, but I wanted to start building like bigger relationships because we have so much in common. And Chris, actually, one of his good friends, she and I were at a birthday at the same time. And she was like, hey, you know my friend Chris. And I was like, she's like, Joys of Gardening. It's like, oh, yeah.
Isn't that funny how we don't recognize people by their names. We recognize them by their Instagram handles.
Right?
That's the hardest thing.
I was like, wait, you guys are in-person friends? Like, I'm so glad he's not crazy.
That's the hardest thing.
You never know.
Trying to remember, and that was my toughest thing at the beginning and with new people really, is knowing not only their face, which a lot of them don't put their face as their avatar, but to know that their face, put it with their handle, and then and some people don't put their real name. So then you're trying to figure out, well, who was this person?
I feel like we just messaged about this, Amanda, where you were like, did we ever figure out so-and-so's name?
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't think we did.
And
it's hard. People don't want to connect.
I don't think I've ever seen her face. Have you?
No, never seen it. DM'd multiple times. It's hard.
She and I have like 2 years worth of direct message conversations. I have no idea her name, no idea what she looks like.
And it's too awkward to just say, hey, 2 years into it, I've got to know your name.
You know what? I am the queen of awkward. I will make a note. I will do it tomorrow.
Well, that's what I did with Andre, Seaside Garden, because at the end of his name, he's got Seaside Garden _LINY, and I had no idea that meant Long Island, New York. I thought his name was Lenny.
Me too.
So at the beginning,
Seaside Garden Lenny. Seaside Garden Lenny.
And I would reply back to him and say, hey, thanks, Lenny. Really appreciate or whatever. And I think at some point, the nicest guy, right? Yeah. And I think he just kind of dropped in my lap that his name was Andre. And I was like, well, where's Lenny from? He goes, well, I think that's Long Island, New York. And I was like, dude, I thought that was your name.
Okay, why do so many places do that? Like Pennsylvania does, because Scott is NEPA. And I was like, all right, you got to tell me what NEPA means. And he's like, that's NEPA, Northeastern Pennsylvania. And I was like, what? I don't put NMA, North Metro Atlanta, on everything. But I don't know. I find it, I'm like, think broader, people. We are in broad scope. We don't know your acronyms.
Yeah, no, I need to ask someone what NEPA means. I'm like, I don't understand his handle. I don't get it.
I asked him. I was very confused by it. It's a few people's handles got me, which Rachel, Teresa, I wasn't following her, but that was such a fun episode for me because I was like, obviously that's Teresa. I would have thought the same thing.
She was another one, and I came clean. I said, I could have sworn your name was Teresa. And she goes, no, there's a girl in the gardens. And I was just like, oh. And you feel like an idiot, right? Because you're calling him by, some other name, but then you've got to think, what else are we supposed to go off of?
Well, I don't think we're idiots because if the people don't put their names there, they can't expect us to know them. And when I'm conversing with a brand, they know my name and they're using my name in our conversations. And I start getting to the point where I'm like, could you please tell me your name? Because this feels very impersonal. I'd like to be able to use your name or know who I'm talking to.